Mhm.
All right, welcome to our channel, Rust and Dust. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jess, and we started this channel because we've been flipping furniture for a while now, and Ryan finally convinced me that we needed to start a channel to document this whole process, because we've definitely learned a lot along the way, made some mistakes, and figured some things out, and we just want to share that with you guys.
And in this video, you're about to see we've got an extreme furniture flip where we took a dresser, it was falling apart, it was pretty rough, and we turned it into like a console table or a desk.
So a friend actually messaged me and said, hey, I'm getting ready to toss this dresser. We had tried to turn it into a vanity, or had turned it into a vanity, but you're welcome to take it and do with it what you want. So I said sure, and we picked it up sight unseen, and I think like as soon as we saw it, it was in pretty rough condition, but we both were like, we had the vision for it.
It was bad.
We knew what we could do with it, so we brought it home and like immediately started working on it that night. So when we picked this up, we knew almost immediately that we were going to have to cut off the lower half of the dresser to make it into something manageable. We knew it was going to be like a desk or a console table of some sort, and we were going to add new legs and everything just to totally transform it. So we started with demoing everything.
Yeah, so we had to remove most of the base basically from the top drawers down. So we took out like the support pieces of wood and then cut down the sides of it for more manageable, easier to move around and flip it over. Then we had to remove the nails. There's some nails sticking out, of course. We had our little project manager there helping us take some of the nails out, and then there on that front part where the drawers go in, we cut those little pieces off and got them down, make sure it was flush, so once ready for the next step.
So then it started looking like a desk.
A little bit, yeah. So in this section here, we had on the top of the desk there's like a big gouge in it. So we had used the wood filler and filled it in, and then had to sand it down. And after we kind of smoothed it out a little bit, realized it needed some more, so we had to fill it in again, of course, to build it back up, and then sand it back out, smooth it down, and got it ready for paint. We went to the store, we got some wood to replace the bottom of what's now almost a desk. And so cut it down to the length we needed, and then we kind of dry fitted it there on the bottom of the dresser, and traced the shape of the front face there onto the bottom piece, and then cut it out and just followed the line there, and then sanded it down to get a little bit closer to that line. Lined it all back up on there, and then had our project manager again come help us just put some screws in it, and we had some wood glue on there too, just to kind of hold it on, and went from there.
So since we already had the piece flipped upside down, we went ahead and gave it 2 coats of white paint, so it was easier to get to, and then it was time to install the hairpin legs that we had ordered off Amazon. So we just pre-drilled, well, first we measured out where the legs were going to go, pre-drilled the holes, and then screwed them on, and that was probably the easiest part of the project.
Then we sanded it down. I think it was about a 120 grit we used on it, and you just use that orbital sander. We did the drawers and the top and kind of got in those grooves and stuff, got everything sanded down and ready for paint. Then we got the paint. I mean,
of paint, then sanded it down with a fine grit sandpaper, and then gave everything a second coat so it was fully covered and looked beautiful and white. So then we realized that we made a huge mistake, and when we picked up this free piece of furniture that had no hardware on it whatsoever, we didn't think about needing to go ahead and figure out what hardware we were going to use, and it turns out that the holes from the previous hardware were an odd distance apart, and we could not find any hardware that was going to fit that, and the drawers were curved, and so it just made it impossible to find anything that was going to work. So after we had painted the drawers, we had to use quick wood to fill those holes in, and then when we were sanding it down to be smooth, in the sanding process the paint kind of gunked up, and we ended up having to use gel stripper to strip all the paint off and get it down to the bare wood so it'd be a smooth surface. Filled in the holes, and then gave the drawers 2 coats of paint, sanding with the fine sandpaper in between. And then it was time for the top coat over everything. So we used Fusion Mineral Paint's clear top coat in the matte finish, and we applied 1 coat and then let that dry, sanded it down with a fine grit sandpaper, and then did a 2nd coat.
So then we had the hardware. So we got that nifty little jig off of Amazon, where I could just kind of adjust it and get the hardware size and kind of center it in the drawer. Made it a little more difficult where it was a curved drawer, but we got it figured out. Drilled the holes out, got the hardware situated, and screwed it all in, and it's ready to go.
So let's talk numbers on this piece. So we picked it up for free, so $0 in the furniture, which is always a great place to start. And we bought the metal hairpin legs off of Amazon. They cost just under $50 for those, and the hardware for the drawers was about $7. Quick wood, we used about $4 worth. And then for the wood base that we made the new bottom of the desk with, it was $35. So that puts us all in just under $100, which is pretty good. It is a large piece of furniture, so that's pretty good. And the hairpin legs, I feel like just like take it to the next level, make it look super good.
Yeah.
So we listed this piece on Facebook Marketplace for $250, and it's really a piece that it can work as a console table or as a desk. So we actually styled it as both, but kind of we're leaning more towards the desk version. And we listed it for $250. Weren't getting much interaction on it, so I dropped the price to $225. Got a lowball offer that we said no to. And it just wasn't getting as much, like,
wasn't moving as quick.
Yeah, not as much traction as we normally get on stuff. So I decided to just completely delete it and relist it. So I used the styling for the console table as like the main photo, and listed it back at $250 again. And within 2 days it sold, and we're actually going to be delivering the piece tomorrow. So we also got a $40 delivery fee. So we sold it for $250 plus the $40 delivery fees, $290. We were all in at just under $100. So that gives us a profit of $190, which is pretty good. So we're excited.
Yep.
I like how it turned out.
Got some more stuff coming.
We do. So if you like this video, if you like seeing our furniture flips, you can subscribe to our channel. You can hit the like button on this video. That will help us out a lot, and we appreciate it. And we hope to bring you guys lots more furniture flips and projects.
We'll be here till the flipping end.
And pause and smile. Just look at the camera. Do silly things every time. Numbers section, and
90.
so I'll just say all in just under $100.
And now you are back live with Rust and Dust Furniture. It's not live, it's recorded.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Are you done?
Almost. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
All right, so here we're going. We went and got some wood. That's not good.
It's not good.
Okay.
Start over. Ready?
Sure.
1, 2. Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll know when to start. Yes, smile. Are you ready? Look at each other. Ready and go. Let's get flipping.
Watch the flipping video.